But the excitement of today does not end there. On our page 6 this week, on our Afrikaans pages, we have a story about Minds in Action and the Goethe Institute and the robotic courses that they offer, which is something that I am very excited about. I am minutes away from booking my own trial so I can go build a robot. But this picture was taken this weekend where they had free trials. So parents and their kids could attend the trial to see what the course would entail, get some more information, and firsthand see the world of robotics. So we are very excited because next up we have a video made by Enzo Amwele, who attended the event, which is not only highlights of the day, but also one of the parents sharing his experience and how he wishes that this was something that he could have done when he was younger and the opportunities it creates for his child. But we also have a very cool video provided to us by Minds in Action about one of the projects where one of the kids built a robot that dispenses sanitizer and greets you and says hello and goodbye. So I think that's amazing. And then straight after that, we're heading into our interview done with the managing director who joined us in studio. So it's very, very exciting things lined up for you. So please watch the following videos.
Okay, my name is Ndaudika, and I just want to talk about the initiative that is with the Youth Institute and Ndaudika that starting robotics in Namibia. Minds in Action is a great initiative in terms of starting kids at a very young age, from ages of 6 already, to be interested in robotics. This is something that will inspire them to go into engineering, into electronics. It will inspire development for the country, and it will create future engineers, future entrepreneurs in terms of the IT department, in terms of engineering. So for me, as a parent of 2 who are going to be enrolled in the class as well, I'm very excited. I'm also going to be part of the journey. I'm going to be learning because I think it's something I never had an opportunity growing up. So now it's an initiative that is a good opportunity for everybody to get involved as well.
So my name is Marlon, and I started to make a sanitizer. I copied this design, but I made some changes in the programming. But let's start from the beginning. So I started building up from down here. Then I built the core, or whatever you would call it. Then I started building up. Then I built the engine, or the motor, whatever. Then I put cables on, all the cables. Then I put the sensor, and then I put in the body. Yeah. So the original doesn't say hello and goodbye. The original just it sanitizes you and it says thank you. Well, mine is also a little bit different than the programming.
Look at the screen. The screen is out here.
Today I'm joined in studio by Mr. Ndaudika, who is the Managing Director of Minds in Action Robotics. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio and for taking time out of your schedule to share some of the great work that you're doing with our viewers.
Okay, thank you very much.
So for those watching, can you maybe give us a brief background on what Minds in Action Robotics is all about, the classes offered at the Goethe Institute, just so that people have a better idea of what the program is about?
Okay, so we started in August 2017. I co-founded the business with my high school friend, Leonard Andreas. So in the whole of 2018, we were much in a startup phase.
Yeah.
And then that is when we came in contact with Goethe Institute,
Yes.
whereby we were able to acquire some equipment that we were using for our program. So in this kind of environment, you have to make up smart partnerships,
yes,
so that you can be able to scale as a business. And that is what we did with the Goethe Institute. We started offering robotics classes there on Saturdays from 10 to 12 in the morning. And then we started off with quite a number of learners, about 10. And then over the time, the number have increased and there was a great interest. And then we it gave us a good platform actually, because we ended up getting to make other partnerships with, for example, with the Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation, because they saw what the learners were doing in our classes, how they were benefiting, and how they were actually interested in taking part in our classes. Another smart partnership that we made with was with Dundee Precious Metals in Chumeb, whereby the company sponsored about 360 learners at a cost of about 1.5 million. That was a milestone in our business ever since we started. And yeah, so it has been a journey, but we enjoyed it. We enjoy interacting with the learners, and we enjoy exposing them to STEM education.
Yeah. I think it's amazing, especially taking into account you touched on STEM education and how important it is for us to invest specifically in this field. So what opportunities do you think this program will offer the kids that are part of this, not only in terms of their school career, but career opportunities when they're done?
Yeah, one of the things that we emphasize is problem identification.
Yeah.
So we get the learners to say, okay, look into your community and see what problem is there that you can identify.
Yeah.
So a lot of learners will come up with, maybe they will identify a problem of pollution. Some will say that there is probably a lack of agricultural projects.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems that learners will be able to identify. And then when they come to class, they get an opportunity to discuss these problems in their communities with other learners. And then that is when it starts, they start building prototypes.
Yes.
So when they're building a prototype as a solution to that problem that they have identified,
wonderful.
It's a kind of a realization, a self-realization that, oh, I can actually see that there's a problem there, and then I can build a solution to it. I can test that solution. I'll give you an example. We exposed some learners from Agustinum Secondary School, and then some of those learners were able to say, like, okay, one of the learners said the way the children in their communities play, they felt like there was a need for more toys to play with. So this guy came up with a business whereby he was building toys that he's selling to children in his community.
Wow.
And he was able to make some money out of it. Yes. So it's like a career development at a very young age, but it's also exposure. You know, when you are exposed to many different types of, you are exposed, then your mind expands.
Yes.
And then when it expands, it's able to see different opportunities. So you are not limited only to what you know, but you actually get to be exposed to new things.
And then a whole new world.
Yes. And then once you open up to a whole new world, you get out of your shell and start to explore. Yes.
Apart from these identifying problems and creating these solutions, what other skills do you think the program offers to young kids?
Okay, the main thing is integrated STEM: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yes.
So the learners already have math and science in school. So what robotics brings in is the aspect of technology and the engineering design process. Yes. So once now this, now you are taking STEM as an integrated subject instead of having science, mathematics, engineering as a separate. You are actually integrating it into one discipline and use all these interconnections. Yes.
So it's kind of like where your theory meets practical aspects.
Exactly.
And I think when the kids are in school, then they can think back on whatever they've learned in the robotics program, and they can apply that to the subjects, the individual subjects they have as well.
It happens both ways. So from class, they bring in the theory to the robotics class and then practice it. And then also from the practical, they take it back to the classroom. So it works in that both ways, yes.
I think it's such an amazing platform that it gives the kids, because a lot of them are the visual thinkers. They need to see what's happening. And I think with robotics, it's possible for them to take that theory and put that into something tangible that they can see and feel with their hands.
Yes, and that brings in the realization that, oh, I can actually build this. I didn't know I can build it. Because what we do in our class is that we actually bring components like sensors, motors, programmable logic controllers, computers. So they are interconnecting these components and make something that really works.
Definitely.
Yes, and then if a grade 5 learner, for example, can be able to use these components and build something that works. Maybe they're trying to build a crane that picks up something from this point to the other.
Yeah.
It's kind of they are playing. It's not so serious, but then the learning in it is so much enriching.
Definitely.
Yes.
So it's constructive playing, basically.
Yes.
So the kids will be playing either way. So now we just give them something constructive to be busy with.
And much more enjoyable. And,
Exactly.
and they work in teams.
So it also that cooperation then, they also learn that skill.
Collaboration, and then also they get to build leadership skills, because if there are 4 in a team, they will be divided to say like, okay, now you are the team leader, and then they get the chance to practice leadership.
I understand what you're saying, what's the age group that we're speaking about in terms of the programs? From what age can they enter, and then until what age?
So in total we have 13 modules. These 13 modules starts from the age of 6.
Okay.
Yes, and goes all the way to the age of 18. But the age, the upper age is not really limited, because you find someone who is above the age of 18, but they are still interested in learning.
Okay.
So we divide the learners in groups to say like maybe from the age of 6 to 10, they work in similar groups.
I understand.
And then from 10 to 14, they work in similar groups, and so on.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's every year then they would then advance then to a new module per se.
Yes.
Okay, so then they build on the previous year's skills and then kind of advance that further.
Yes, we encourage lifelong learning.
Yeah.
So if this learner is doing an after-school program whereby they are exposed to the introductory module, and then go to the another stage, by the time they reach the advanced grades like grade 12, they are still having modules that are suited for that age. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And tell me, I need to know, did someone build a successful robot yet? Because I know when I think of robotics, the first thing I'd want to build is just a robot, something that can talk to me. Has there been some projects like that? Yes.
The thing is that let me give you an example for our introductory module. We use Lego Robotics from Lego Education.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Which has a programmable logic controller and other components. So these components are dismantleable. You are able to, this group of learners are able to use this same equipment to build these robots that they can, robots that can be able to talk, that can be able to drive from point A to B, that they're able to pick up something from, some have real applications. And then all our learners that take part in our program, they build a project from the beginning to the end.
Yes. So they can see that project being completed.
So they have been, every learner actually builds a robot. So if you are interested in building a robot, you should actually consider signing up for our program, for the MindsInAction STEM program.
I'll be there. I'll be standing in front of your door, because I think this isn't just something that's limited to just kids. It's open to everyone, and it's skills, because on our screen now, these are the kids that participated the weekend in the trials that you had. But my colleague Enzo that attended the trial said that there were even parents who were like, I want to sit where this kid is sitting. I want to build my own robot.
Yes, but then sometimes it comes a little bit scary to some people. They're like, oh, I think I can't do it. But then I can tell you now, all you need is the willingness to learn. You need some sort of enthusiasm. So that, and then you need now to just be able to take part, and then you see how it works, and then you realize that it's actually not as difficult as it seems. Yes, and then you learn very advanced skills like programming, computational thinking, and then design thinking, the design thinking process. You'll be able to do basic math calculations at the very at the introductory module, and then the mathematics get more advanced as you go. But then if you are gradually adding on to your knowledge, it doesn't come very difficult.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's wonderful what you're doing and the platform that you're giving our youth to invest in something like STEM and create an opportunity for them to further their knowledge and practically apply that knowledge. So if you want to get any more information, these are the people you need to be talking to. Get your kid into Minds in Action, or just go yourself. I'm going to go. I'm going to just stand there in front of their door and be like, hi, I want to learn something. But thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today and for investing in our youth.
Okay, thank you. If you want to visit us, we are situated in Seydorf and Husta Machine Tool building on the first floor. And then you'll be able to also visit our website, which is MindsInAction.com.na.
Wonderful. I think I'm going to leave you now because I want to go to that website so I can go register, so I can go build some robots. But thank you once again. And to everyone watching, please support this wonderful group. They are doing the most for our youth, and make sure that you invest in your future.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
This unfortunately brings us to the end of our show, but don't you worry, don't you fear, because we also have a last video